Hey, what's going on, crypto people? It is your boy D Crypto Siege with another day in the life and the crazy life that is a digital asset space. What's going on, guys? Happy Friday to you. Yeah, I get to do a drive video on my way to pick up a friend and business partner. We're gonna go out to dinner and talk shop. Like, I wanted to hop on here, guys, and talk a little bit about Ripple and MoneyGram and what MoneyGram is doing. Yes, you know, they always question that partnership with Ripple and MoneyGram, and a lot of people didn't see it. It's funny because I've heard some other content creators talking about Ripple has always been truthful with everything that they said, right? Everything that they do. And I've always said on this channel, Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, David Schwartz, the people from Ripple, tell us everything. Tell us everything we need to know. I've done 3 or 4 videos on that. Everything that we need to know. We just need to pay attention to it. Just like recently with the brilliant Brianne Madigan. Did you listen to what she was saying? Did you listen to what she was saying? If you haven't listened to the latest one with her and David Schwartz and the CEO from BRD Wallet, I will listen to it again. It's look at the subtle things that she does in the message and how she looks back into the camera at important points. They tell us everything that we need to know. We just gotta pay attention to it. So guys, MoneyGram making more moves, right? And so when David Schwartz says, you know, MoneyGram was the workaround, well, were we paying attention to that? Were we really listening, diving deep into? That's why I like Brad Garlinghouse show so much, because he will dive deep and look at it from different angles and different perspectives, right? And then get people engaged in conversation about what's being said, right? And so and he remembers everything unbelievably. Like, I'm like, how do you remember all this stuff from back whenever, right? So that's what's so important. Are you listening to the message? Because they're telling us every single thing that we need to know. Why would we sleep on when Ripple says 2020, the year of the digital asset? And I pointed it out as soon as they said it. I said, did you guys catch? They didn't say 2020 was the year of the digital assets. They said 2020 was the year of the digital asset. Right? And some people said, well, you may be reading it, what you don't know what digital asset. Really? I was listening to Robert Kiyosaki earlier today, right? And he was being interviewed by, oh my gosh, forget the guy's name. Ted somebody, forget his name now. I believe he's like Latino, tall Latino guy. I believe he's Latino. I forget his name though. Goodness gracious. But anyway, Valuetainment, that channel, Valuetainment. Right? Listen to that, Robert Kiyosaki, smart guy, brilliant guy, rich dad poor dad, 41 million books sold. Got 3 new books out now, right? He said Bitcoin, right? He was talking about Bitcoin. He says Bitcoin's going to go to whatever. It's going to go to 0, right? Because he says because it's technology, right? And then, and catch this now. Later in the interview, he says silver and gold, right? Silver and gold, real estate, and what? Art. He said museum art. Now, this is what I want you to kind of catch between like a Robert Kiyosaki, smart guy, genius, smart guy, in the traditional space. That's where he's lived, right? He says, I was good with gold and silver. I was good with real estate. But the second he said museum art, right? You should have these 3 things, right? Now, here's the thing that I'm thinking. I get why he's saying Bitcoin is going to go to 0. It's not this, right? Because what he's looking at is, well, show me the reason. Where's the use case of this thing? Like, where's the value? Where's the value come? So he's like, well, where's the value in that, right? In other words, what he's saying is, from his standpoint, who says it's valuable? What makes it valuable? I don't see how I can use it. Where's the use case, right? So I got a question, right? And I love Robert Kiyosaki, love Rich Dad Poor Dad. Big fan. Where's the value in museum art? Where's the use case? Where's the use case behind museum art? But it's valuable. It's one of the 3 things that people should have. Where's the use case? And that's why Bitcoin had to move. It had to pivot to use case. And the people who had so much of it, they had to go in with that narrative and in that direction. Why? No use case. But that doesn't take away from the fact, if you and I say that Bitcoin is valuable, it's valuable. Because you and I say it's no different than the museum art that he's talking about. It may be trendy, it might be whatever, and he might be on because he sees it's trendy or whatever it is. But why is it valuable? There's no use case behind it. What are you using it for other than to decorate and to share with your friends, right? That's why XRP is the greatest digital asset ever created. Because we don't have to pivot because there's no utility and use case behind it. We don't have to pivot to store value, although it will become that. But the store value element will be added to why it's value, not be the sole reason for why it's value. Right? And so that's and I want to point that out to you for you guys to kind of get the thinking. Sometimes you got to be careful when you're listening to people, and they could be sharp people. Peter Schiff's a sharp dude, but if you are not able to apply the principle of discernment in there, you'll miss it. Gold and silver can be as valuable as you want them to be, but historically, there hasn't been a better asset class that has produced the gains like the digital asset space has created, has put out. Where have you seen these type of gains? I mean, there's a reason why BlackRock is in this space, and it's not just because. It's not because of I say it's valuable and you say it's valuable. There's a reason for it, right? But in any case, David Schwartz, right? He said MoneyGram was the workaround. What do you think they're doing with Google Cloud and AWS? They're taking advantage of the fact that they are a legally regulated small money transmitter business, and they're moving in as many directions as they can to leverage their positioning in this space, without question. And Ripple, I believe, because of Mr. Yoshitaka Kitao, entered in one of the most brilliant and genius moves they could have possibly have ever done. Right? Have ever done. That's why they got a $10 billion valuation. Because it's genius in motion, and they've leveraged themselves to be the next Amazon or be the Amazon in the blockchain technology space. And they just recently pivoted from being a fintech company that sells software to banks for cross-border payments. They pivoted again from that to a blockchain infrastructure company. Why? Because that's what they're going to be doing. They're going to be putting their technology, whether it be ILP, XRPL, ODL, whatever, into the frameworks of companies and businesses and banks. It's just the start. It's just the beginning. Banks are just the beginning. Just the beginning. It's absolutely exciting news that MoneyGram is able to do that. And don't forget, it's a working partnership. It works for both MoneyGram and for Ripple. It's a blue ocean strategy, in my humble opinion. Hope you guys have got that book and read that book. That's Ripple. Genius in motion, as my dude TJ Jackson likes to say. And by the way, let me get out some shout outs to some people who don't get to the shout outs that they deserve to have. And that would be the modern investor. That dude is the one. And also Yeshua Taylor on Twitter. Definitely need to follow him on Twitter if you haven't already. Genius guy. But again, the modern investor, in my opinion, is the one who brought digital assets to mainstream. The one, without question. The modern investor. If you guys haven't subbed to his channels, you may want to do it. He also has a Patreon if you're interested in joining that as well. Yeshua Taylor on Twitter as well. Gotta be really, really careful that we don't turn this space into the space that we were trying to leave, right? Which is, we wanted to leave from what I'm say, the kind of old school, old boy network, right, to a decentralized and open and inviting space, right? So we want to make sure to give shout outs to people like Blockchain Backer, who's doing this thing, the Modern Investor, XRP Joe got a new channel. Hope you guys take the time out to go check him out, see what's up with him, give him a sub as well. Very, very important that we don't, subconsciously kind of revert back to our old ways, and there's only a few people that are selected for stuff, because it really defeats the purpose. Really, really does. So one of the interesting things that I heard today as well from Robert Kiyosaki is that the CEO of NBC said that content creators and platforms, get this, content creators and platforms are wiping the floor with the traditional media, the NBCs, the CBS, and the ABCs of the world. I think that is massive in a lot of ways. Wiping the floor with them. Interesting stuff. Guys, pay attention to what MoneyGram is doing. They're making all the right moves, and it's great news for us. Listen, obviously the thing going on with India and lifting the ban is significant. The thing going on with South Korea, have you guys noticed that Ripple is just, happened to kind of put out there the Coin One relationship? You guys paying attention to that? You guys notice that? How they just kind of subtly just kind of putting them videos up now? Coin One, South Korea. You guys catch that? Interesting timing on how they did that, right? Very, very interesting timing on how they did that. I'm telling you, we are so blessed. All right, guys, never ever forget this. I'm going to wrap up this video like I do all my videos. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating, or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know. That the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.